Chosen one, stop right here. This moment is not random. You didn't just stumble on these words. You've been seen, chosen, and brought here on purpose. You've felt it, haven't you? That quiet pull, that ache for more, those late-night questions. When is it my turn? When will it change? Well, hear me. This is your confirmation. This is your wake-up call. The very fact that you're reading this means something powerful is already unfolding for you. You're not just another face in the crowd. You are set apart, and heaven has been waiting for you to step into what's next. Take a breath. Feel it. This is your time. Let's go. The haze of indecision and silence is lifting. What comes next is a sequence of 4 radiant truths, each arriving like the toll of a distant bell over the next 4 days. These are not simple ideas. They are revelations carved to shift the course of your journey entirely. Consider this a summons rather than a suggestion. To disregard it risks locking yourself inside patterns you were meant to transcend. This invitation does not extend itself to those unwilling to stand in their own light. It speaks only to the ones who sense the weight of the moment. If these words reach you now, it means something deep within already knows what is at stake. But take heed. Turning away now may shut the door to what is meant to find you here. Before you take another step, still yourself and do 4 small but crucial actions. Mark your presence visibly. Signal that you are here, awake, and part of this unfolding. Support the message so it reaches others who are silently waiting for it. And declare the number 55, a symbol in motion, whispering of balance, renewal, and unseen order taking shape. In writing it, you affirm the shift that has already begun. Looking for purpose and peace? Hit subscribe and start the journey. Now listen. Over the coming 4 days, a trio of profound insights will be placed into your hands. Each will peel away illusions, unfasten hidden locks, and move you closer to what has been calling your name all along. One message for each day. Keep your senses sharp, for this is the confirmation you have been pleading for. The endless asking ends here. You have wandered far enough. Stay with this until the final breath of the message, because what unfolds next will rattle the walls around you, stir you awake, and bring you face to face with the prayers you thought went unheard. This is not hollow encouragement or empty ritual. It is a dispatch from what is beyond sight, stepping into your moment now. The long silence was never rejection. It was preparation. You have been brought to this threshold at exactly the right time. Nothing has been missed, and no thread of your story has been forgotten. What once felt scattered and senseless is about to arrange itself into a pattern you could not yet see. As if the air itself clears and everything falls into quiet accord, you will feel at first as calm, then as certainty, and without needing to force it, life will begin aligning itself to meet you. The answer has been inside all along, waiting for you to notice. The way forward is not hidden outside. It is the very path beneath your feet. Make your impact eternal. Join now and be a light in someone's darkness. Sometimes the heart simply needs to open and become quiet enough to catch what is already on its way. No proving, no chasing, just readiness. The searching ends now because what you've been seeking is already reaching for you. Uncertainty can make you doubt your worth, can trick you into believing you misread the signals or stood in the wrong place. But what if that haze was not a mistake, but a stage being set? What if the silence was simply stripping away illusions, leaving you able to hear beyond your own noise? The guidance was never absent. You were just learning to notice it breaking through the static, sharp and unmistakable. This is the moment when the deeper question finds its answer. Every sleepless night wondering if you'd been overlooked was not invisible. Every step was witnessed. The replies waiting for you now will not come disguised. They will arrive with clarity and weight, undeniable and unmistakable. Instead of faint whispers, you will begin to experience signs, signals, and unexpected openings that make sense of the waiting. Looking back, you will see the confusion did not undo you. It shaped your ability to perceive differently. Sometimes it isn't a new road you need at all. It's a fresh lens. What's coming will bring insight you didn't even know to ask for. This shift isn't only about answers. It's about stepping fully into who you were always meant to become. Mark this as the threshold. This is more than a date. It is a turning point written long ago. What's about to arrive will untangle the lies you've carried quietly, replacing them with what was true all along. Here begins a sequence that does not dismantle you, but releases you from the distortions you've mistaken for yourself. The first unveiling will expose what has held you hostage, not merely in your circumstances, but deep within your own patterns. If your heart overflows with divine love, now is the moment to let it shine. Click the super thank you button on YouTube and give $50 or more to help carry God's light to others. Your gift will bless not only your life, but countless others. You are part of His sacred plan. Your kindness may be the answer to someone's prayer. Share your blessings and honor His kingdom. May His grace guide you always. For too long, identities were constructed from survival, decisions made from fear, alliances formed out of comfort rather than truth. Now, the line has been drawn clear and unshakable. You will begin to see through facades, illusions in relationships, false opportunities, emotional traps, and the fog you called reality. It will feel like vision sharpening in an instant, and you will say, "It was here all along. Now I see it." This is not about regret, but about being restored. Every shut door you thought marked your failure will reveal itself as protection you couldn't understand at the time. Every pause, every redirection, every closed path was not a rejection, but a careful recalibration guiding you back to alignment. The first unveiling is not just information, it is freedom. Once you see clearly, your choices transform. Fear no longer drives you to agree to everything or grasp at every chance. Discernment takes root, and you start distinguishing what carries purpose from what only drains. This is the earliest and most profound change already awakening in you. From this point, your decisions, personal, spiritual, and beyond, begin to reflect a design higher than desperation. Imagine it like a compass finally attuned to true north. Even when the trail ahead is hidden, you walk steady. A quiet strength emerges from within, and you move with confidence that cannot be shaken. An unshakable quiet courage begins to settle in, making choices feel less like a burden and more like a natural rhythm of the spirit. Something inside is being rewired, allowing you to sense exactly when to leave, when to pause, and when to embrace what's next. No longer trapped by endless overthinking. This is the turning point where doubt dissolves because insight silences fear. You will stop letting the possibility of mistakes freeze you in place. Movement will return, not because everything is certain, but because you finally attuned yourself to the source of certainty. When truth enters your life, barriers unlock. Not random ones, the right ones. What once felt immovable for years begins to shift with unexpected ease. Yet do not expect these openings to arrive covered in grandeur. Often they appear as quiet invitations, subtle hints, or a kindness you didn't orchestrate. You'll notice paths clearing without manipulation or exhaustion. You won't need to plead for belonging because now a place is being prepared with your name written into its design. Make your impact eternal. Join now and be a light in someone's darkness. These aren't ordinary opportunities. They're intentional, deliberate, perfectly placed. The beauty is this. When the heart aligns with truth, you stop stepping through just any opening. You begin choosing those meant to fulfill what you carry. This is about more than favor. It is about purpose revealed. Some of these thresholds will connect you to souls who have been waiting for your presence. Others will usher you into spaces of creativity, influence, and meaning beyond your imagination. Be ready, because once clarity arrives, everything else follows close behind. Now is the time to sweep clean the inner rooms, mind, spirit, emotions. Around you are things wearing the mask of significance, but designed to delay your progress. Relationships that seemed supportive, opportunities that appeared perfect, ideas that felt wise, but quietly drained you. The lights are about to come on. What's been hidden will be brought into view. This exposure is not cruel. It is a kindness disguised as disruption, because the greatest shift is sometimes not receiving more, but being released from what never truly fit. The spaces you once tolerated will start to feel foreign. Words and connections that once inspired will feel hollow. That's the signal you're being called higher. And whatever cannot grow with you now begins to loosen its hold. Expect changes. Do not fear when certain paths close, or when people fade. That is not rejection, it is safeguarding. You are being repositioned, and everything misaligned must make way. This is a refining stretch where clarity feels costly but proves priceless. Allow what you couldn't see to be removed, so that breakthrough is no longer blocked. Uncertainty can feel like sinking into invisible currents. Strong one moment, lost the next. But hold steady. Clarity is not just a fleeting feeling. It is a treasure being poured into your life at this very moment. If your heart overflows with divine love, now is the moment to let it shine. Click the super thank you button on YouTube and give $50 or more to help carry God's light to others. Your gift will bless not only your life, but countless others. You are part of His sacred plan. Your kindness may be the answer to someone's prayer. Share your blessings and honor His kingdom. May His grace guide you always. A rare calm begins to settle like a quiet certainty in your chest. Not because you have every detail figured out, but because you finally feel aligned with what is real. The inner storms that once left you circling questions about your place, your choices, your connections, are about to quiet. No more spiraling over. Do I stay? Do I leave? Is this a lesson or a trap? The answers will arrive so unmistakably, they'll feel like they've always been waiting inside you. The haze clears, not just in what you see, but in how you see. And this clarity is more than knowing what comes next. It's knowing who you are as you take each step. The need to minimize your presence fades. The tendency to fold yourself small in spaces that cannot recognize you ends. Once you see clearly what is yours, you move forward with courage, poise, and precision that surprises even you. This is no ordinary day. This is the moment your soul catches fire, when the connection you've longed for becomes undeniable, unshakable. You're being lifted beyond the noise of what's beneath you. The second unveiling will not just change what you think, it will rewire the air you breathe. You are stepping into a current of insight, vivid glimpses of what is ahead, wisdom that seems to spill in from beyond this world. Do not be startled if everything feels deeper, more alive. This is not simply knowledge, it is revelation. And revelation comes with the weight of responsibility. You're being trusted with a vision that transcends human strategy. You'll notice yourself speaking differently, moving differently, even before you can explain why. Those around you will feel the shift before you name it. This isn't simply growth, it's ascension. Once you touch this clarity, you can never settle for less. This is more than spiritual. It is a heightened awareness that reaches beyond reason. You'll catch yourself solving what once overwhelmed you. You'll bring solutions to places that used to silence you. Wisdom will begin to pour through you, unstoppable, like water released from a dam. Ever wonder how some seem to know exactly what to do when the pressure peaks? That isn't luck, it's a transmission from above, and it is about to be released over you. You may not have credentials or recognition, but what you carry is rare. Vision. And vision can make the most calculated plans look small. Do not diminish what you've been given. What's awakening inside you is not just for a corner of your life. It's meant to reach far beyond what you imagined. When your mind expands like this, it's because you're being trusted to steward more than yourself, to hold the weight of influence and insight that others depend on. This is not random growth, it is deliberate elevation. Something fierce is awakening inside. You are not only chosen, you are being commissioned. The gift that has slept inside you is stirring, not to impress, but to transform everything around you. You will stop pleading for change and start declaring it. Authority is being placed in your words. You'll feel phrases rise in you that cut through pretenses. You'll recognize burdens before they are spoken aloud. You'll catch glimpses of what others cannot yet see, stretching what you thought possible. This is no fantasy. It is an imparted mantle. You've been set apart to carry a voice. And with that voice comes a new level of self-control and maturity that anchors it all. Something within begins to stir, not as something foreign, but as a familiar echo, finally rising. The quiet power you've always sensed beneath the surface now steps forward, no longer hidden. Let it unfold with humility, but also with fearless conviction. Because what you carry is not just meant to be heard, it is meant to be lived. This day is not like the ones before. What unfolds now is not simply a message to think about, but an encounter that leaves no part of you untouched. It is more than knowledge, more than a feeling. It is a saturation so complete it reaches the corners of you that words cannot name. You may find yourself overcome with stillness, or laughter that surprises you, or tears you can't hold back. However it arrives, you'll know unmistakably that it's real. This is not just about something visiting you. It's about something filling you. A private exchange that reshapes everything without asking for permission. Expect to feel your worth affirmed in ways that silence every old doubt. Expect every hidden wound to lose its sting. Expect strength to seep into you like a current you cannot resist. Because after this, you will stop wondering if you're held. You will carry proof of it, not just in what you feel, but in what you produce. This is an inspiration meant to fade. This is a dismantling and rebuilding all at once. What held you back is being stripped away. What was fractured is being recast. The worn-out narratives in your mind are being replaced with truths so deep they alter how you stand. A full transfer, new confidence, new resilience, new courage. Imagine setting down exhaustion like a weight you no longer need to bear, and in its place, picking up vitality you didn't know you had left. You'll rise lighter, not because life got easier, but because your footing became sure. Where fear used to dominate, you'll move with quiet authority. Where uncertainty once ruled, you'll feel anchored. This isn't about noise or spectacle. This is about wholeness returning to you. The pieces of yourself you thought you'd lost are being gathered back into place. You will feel aligned, not only in thought, but in heart and body. That is what this exchange does. It strengthens what was weak and calls back what was scattered. You asked for peace. You ached for strength. You longed for clarity. And all of them arrive together now. This is the turning of prayers into reality. Peace will no longer just visit. It will dwell in you. Power will no longer just be spoken of. It will flow from you. Purpose will no longer remain a dream. It will walk alongside you. What you've held in your spirit is now taking shape in your hands. The war between who you felt you should be and who you've been pretending to be ends here. Your soul begins to sync with your spirit until everything in you moves in unison. This has nothing to do with being flawless. It is about finally being whole. Even on the hard days, you'll feel rooted. Even when uncertainty whispers, you'll move forward without guessing. People will notice before you say a word. Something about you has shifted, and they'll be right. This moment isn't about improving yourself. It's about uncovering the truest version of who you've always been. The version untouched by the noise of others' expectations. Don't be surprised if some people no longer understand your presence. If your words change. If your boundaries become sharper. That isn't distance. That's divinity taking its place. What has shaped you was not gentle, but it made you undeniable. The transformation you've endured did not merely skim the surface. It rewrote you from the inside out. Each layer of hesitation, doubt, and old identity has been stripped away. What remains is unshakable, authentic, and radiant. Though others may see only the glow, you'll know it was built in the quiet grace of unseen moments. The moment is here. The clock has already begun counting forward. The time of waiting has expired, and what has been written for you is now unfolding. These next 4 days are not ordinary. They are deliberate, set apart, and destined to carry weight far beyond the calendar. Do not approach them lightly. Prepare your spirit. Step away from noise if you must. Create space around you and within you. Write what stirs in your heart. Open your hands, loosen your grip, and expect what comes to surprise you. When the unseen begins to move, you'll want nothing inside you resisting it. And do not mistake this for some distant promise. Your future does not ignite on accident. It begins the moment the word is spoken, and it already has. The search is over. Make your impact eternal. Join now and be a light in someone's darkness. So this is your beginning. What is about to break open was never random. Every disruption, pause, loss, and unanswered question has been working behind the curtain, clicking into place like an intricate design. You did not simply stumble into this chapter. The plan has been engineered all along, and now it is being unveiled. You will not arrive at your next level by sheer force. You will step into it because the strategy has been tailored exactly to your purpose. Timing, when it is divine, quiets fear, dissolves delay, and awakens what lay dormant. Not a single piece has been forgotten. Now the path ahead will become so sharp, so exact, you won't mistake it for coincidence. What felt tangled before will unravel into clarity. Conversations and connections will fall into rhythm. There is no need for manipulation when movement comes from above. And now it begins. But understand this, alignment is not the same as ease. What's been prepared still requires your hands, your discipline, and your willingness to carry it. This is not just an outpouring of favor. It is training in vision, persistence, and authority. At every new height, greater faithfulness will be required. This is not just about receiving. It is about learning to steward what is placed in you. When surrender finally matches strategy, the momentum you feel will not be temporary. It will sustain itself. That is how you know this is not chance, but design. The pace will not crush you. The people around you will feel purposeful. The pressure will not fracture you. It will forge you. This rise is intentional. Nothing and no one can overturn what was written with you in mind. And before fullness comes, there's often a stripping away. Perhaps lately you felt emptied, connections fading, familiar patterns breaking, desires going silent. This is not collapse. This is not rejection. This is the necessary clearing. Because what is heavy cannot be filled with what is holy. And what you thought you needed may have only been blocking what you're meant to carry. There are invisible chains, old griefs, identities built on scars, the illusion of control that quietly hold you back. But the flame that's coming cannot coexist with fear. So he clears. He cuts back. He removes. Not to punish, but to prepare. Because what awaits requires you to stand unweighted. And once you've surrendered what no longer fits, that is when the fire descends. It will move through you like lightning, igniting courage, clarity, and focus that cannot be explained. Your longings will shift. What once fascinated you will feel shallow. What once distracted you will lose its pull. This is how you'll know. You are no longer drawn by what diminishes you. You are being called higher. You are not who you were, and it shows in ways no one can deny. What you've walked through has left its mark, but not the kind you fear. It has stripped you of illusions and left only what is authentic and unbreakable. This change does not sit on the surface like decoration. It reaches into your very essence. Every fragment of doubt, fear, and false identity has been removed, revealing what has been there all along. Pure, enduring, undeniable. This is the moment everything begins moving. The hours have already been set in motion, and nothing now is accidental. These next 4 days have been written into the story before you ever knew they existed. They carry intention. They carry weight. They carry you into the next chapter. Treat them as sacred. Prepare your inner world. Quiet the noise around you. Write down the whispers you hear. Open yourself fully to what comes. Hold nothing back, no resistance, no assumptions. This new chapter does not begin when you feel ready. It began the moment the call was spoken into you. That call is already echoing. Now the journey unfolds. Nothing you faced so far was wasted. Every misstep, every closed door, every silence was pulling unseen threads together into a larger pattern. You did not arrive here by accident. What's about to open up was not built through your striving alone. It was designed specifically for you, piece by piece, behind the scenes. When timing is aligned, it does not rush you or delay you. It steadies you. Every detail has been accounted for. Clarity will sharpen. Doors will open in perfect sequence. Conversations and connections will happen without being forced. This is how you know the path is divinely orchestrated. The movement has already begun, but do not mistake alignment for ease. This work still requires you. It still demands your resolve, your focus, your willingness to stay the course. These moments are not just gifts to receive. They are also lessons that refine you. At every new level, deeper faithfulness will be asked of you. You are not just here to gather blessings. You are here to carry them well. When your inner surrender matches the outer strategy, what unfolds will last. That's how you know it's real. The pace will feel right. The people will feel right. The weight won't break you. It will fortify you. You are not rising by chance, but by deliberate design. Before something is filled, it is often emptied first. Maybe you felt stripped, disconnected, like everything familiar has slipped through your fingers. This is not failure. This is clearing. What you thought you needed may have only crowded the space where something greater is meant to live. The quiet dismantling, the loss of old attachments, the soft collapse of things that never fit, is preparing you for what's next. There are chains we cling to unknowingly, grudges, false narratives, illusions of control that cannot remain if what's coming is to arrive. So the unnecessary is cut away, not to harm you, but to make room for what's real. When that space is finally open, the shift begins. It fills your very bones, an unshakable certainty, a clearer sense of who you are. What used to attract you now seems shallow. What used to distract you feels irrelevant. You are not just being released from what held you down. You are being called higher. This transformation is not simply about letting go. It is about stepping into something entirely new. What's stirring in you now is not meant to blend in. It is meant to stand apart. And once it ignites, you will never again tolerate what dims it.